What's up, y'all? Pisces, what's on the horizon for you? Now, before I give you your reading, let me say this and let me tell you a quick little story, right quick. I normally try, but it doesn't happen all the time. I normally try to go in line with when I do readings. I normally try to go in line, but sometimes it gets hard because if I have to give somebody an important message, then sometimes I have to jump the line because this zodiac sign has more urgency than others. And so I'm here at Pisces. I've jumped the line. I last did Gemini, but now I find myself here at Pisces because Pisces, I have been thinking about you all day. There is an urgent message that I really need to get out to you. So you're going to jump the line. And if I forget to do anybody reading, just find me under a comment that I haven't shut the comments off of and let me know. But I think once I get you out of the way, then um, I'll get back on normal schedule. But it's just that there is some type of urgent message that I have to give you. Okay? So now let me get to the story about you before I give you your reading, Pisces. When I thought about you. I don't know why. I just thought that I just think that I have all these children in line, all 12 children, but I don't. And I think I know from A to Z which way they coming, but the truth is I really don't. And so I kept thinking about you, Pisces. I kept thinking about you. I've been thinking about you for the last 2 nights. I have really, really been thinking about you like consistently. And this normally doesn't happen. And when I thought about you, right, I thought about time. I thought about time and I thought about time and money. That's what I thought about when I thought about you. So when I thought about you, when I thought about time and money, I figured, I don't know who told me this, but I wanted to test my theory and see how good I was. And I just knew for a fact that you were the grandfather of the zodiac. I just knew it. I just knew it. I was at work thinking about you, Pisces, and you was the grandfather of the zodiac. And I said, I'm going to test my theory. Because every now and then I like to see how good I'm getting with this stuff. Well, when I went on Google and I asked who was the grandfather of the zodiac, they said it came back that Capricorn was the grandfather of the zodiac, but I swore that you were, but you aren't. But then I got a hunch and I saw some questions at the bottom that asked who was the oldest of the zodiac, and it came back Pisces. You get me? So I knew somewhere, even though I was wrong, I knew somewhere I was around the block, and I knew I was spinning the block, and I knew that you were associated with time. So turns out you're not the grandfather of the zodiac. I am, but you are the oldest. It says something about the fish 2300 BC or something, but it said that you are the oldest of the zodiac. I don't know how you would be the oldest of the zodiac and wouldn't be the grandfather. You see the connection here? Okay, so I think we've made a connection. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get connected with you and make a connection with you, and I think we got it here. So I'm a woman before I'm anything, and I like to admit, even behind the scenes, when I'm wrong about something. But I'm good, but I ain't damn good, not yet. So I want to test myself. You are not the grandfather of the zodiac, but you are the oldest of the zodiac. Does that make sense to you? It don't make sense to me unless you're the great 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 grandfather of the zodiac. Something. But I know time has to do with you when I went into your charts to find out what was going on with you. So now let's get on to your reading, Pisces. So when I've been thinking about you, right, I've thought about time about you. And here's the deal, what's going on with you, right? A lot of you Pisces um are going to find yourself trying to buy back, will be getting in position to buy back time and money. A lot of you could be independent, or a lot of you could work for a company and you could be at the top, and you could be the head honcho of the company. But you know, you can't stop life from happening. You can't do it. So this tells me that if you are a big head honcho of a company, that you've touched some money that you shouldn't have touched. But at the time, you needed to touch it. Whether that means you went into some of your 401ks and took money out, whether that means you went into your savings and took something out, it's something about you needing to replace something because you're aging, but you still look good while you're aging. Don't get it twisted. But you had some really vital things that was going on that you needed to move some money around, and that's what you did. And when you move this money around, it could have been like 10 or 15 or maybe even 25 years ago when you moved this money around, and you ain't thought none of it. But now it's coming to haunt you because some of you want to retire and you can't. There are some of you that invaded this money for dumb things: fur coats, alligator boots, alligator belts, ostrich purses. Some of you just went dumb because you knew that it was sitting there, and you said you'd pay the penalty later. And some of you might have paid the tax penalty, but you haven't paid the spiritual realm penalty, which brings us here now, that you can't retire or you can't do anything because you're falling short on some ends. And when I talk about time, now you're to a place where that you're working more harder than what you should be because you've exhausted those funds. But I'm not you exhausted those funds at the time because you thought it was what you had to do. You exhausted those funds at the time because it was what you had to do. So a lot of you Pisces are going to find yourself scrambling. And I hate this for you because you are very hard workers. I really, really hate this for you. But now $20 is going to be big money for you, when in the world, in fact, $20 isn't anything at all. But you're trying to buy back time and money. You're realizing that, oh, I didn't realize I touched that. I need to put that back because that's going to help me when I get to the nursing home. That's going to help me when I need to go on get groceries. That's going to help me if I'm trying to take a trip. That's going to help me. So you exhausted your funds, but now you're in a point of your life where you're trying to replenish your funds. And slash, when the time creeps in with you, another thing that's going on, that you are working so hard right now that you should be able to retire in the next 10 or 15 years, but you can't because of the robbing Peter to pay Paul effect. And Paul ain't even getting paid. A lot of you are going to try to figure out how to put money back and put time back so you can get back where you need to be. Now, how you will do this, I don't know. A lot of you are dealing with another type of time, a third type of time, where you're trying to figure out how to make more money with doing one thing. Make more money with doing one service. A lot of you will start finding out about commissions and start finding out about a second job, a part-time job on the side of what you're doing. It's all about replenishment and replacement for you at this point, because you've been taxed for what you took on the physical realm, but you haven't been taxed for what you took on the spiritual realm. Keep going, you'll find it out. The thing about you, Pisces, right now, you got this thing that's stuck with you. And this thing that is stuck with you is to work smarter and not harder. And you know, a lot of you kind of tend to get upset, and you're not upset about a man, you're not upset about a woman, you're not upset about none of those things. You're upset about that you feel like you can't get loose. You feel like you are a slave to the matrix, to the job, because if you don't stand there and do that, then you're going to be in trouble. Your song reminds me of Simply Red. Holding back the years, holding back the tears, I'll keep holding on. Some of you are going to get lucky and come up on something that relieves you. I don't know. Play some of them $10 tickets, $20 tickets every now and then. I don't know. But you got to put something back, because the younger years had you, and now the older years are catching up with you. And if you don't start putting back, you're going to be in trouble. But Father said if you belong to him, you're not in trouble. I love you. Mwah.